Today I want to talk about the real estate investor mindset. So I've been a real estate investor for about 10 years. And I started investing after the bust. When everybody was getting out, I started jumping in. And I want to talk about what it takes to be a real estate investor, like the mindset, where you're coming from. I see a lot of people call me and they'll say, I want to be a real estate investor. I want to quit my job. I want to buy a lot of properties, et cetera, et cetera. I want financial freedom. And I'll see that the desire is there, but the framework needed to be a real estate investor is what's lacking. So I want to talk about this, and I am going to reference my notes here. So first is the right mindset. So you got to think differently. You got to understand that this is not a job. You are not going to, work 40 hours and get a paycheck. Oftentimes you work for free. And you may invest 6 months, 12 months, a year, and not get paid in the traditional sense. So, for example, say you seek to buy an investment property. Well, if you buy a foreclosure, that's what I do. I buy foreclosures. So I'll buy a foreclosure, and I'm just cash going out. Cash is not coming in yet. So I got to put the down payment down to buy the house. I got to do all the work to get the loan. And then once I get the loan, I get the house, and it's a disaster. It's got lots of work to be done. So then I do all the work, more money going out, dealing with vendors, a lot of work. And you're thinking, and it's easy to think at times like, when am I going to get paid? Then you rent it out. Like that's what I do. I buy and hold. So I buy it, rent it out, and then I am still not getting paid because the tenant moves in and there are always things that go wrong. Once somebody starts living there, we find more things. And they're a lot of times small because we did a good rehab on the property. And so there are more things. I've heard some people call this the stabilization period. I tell my clients, do not expect to get paid for at least 6 months. And I think that's just a conservative estimate. A better estimate would even be a year. Just don't expect to get paid for a year. What I've noticed is that after about a year, the property stabilizes and the expenses come to a halt. I want to dig into this a little bit, but I don't want this video to go too long, so I will, just a little bit. When you buy a house and you rehab a house, if you're going to be successful, you can't just overbuild. You can't replace everything. And you just don't have unlimited cash. I started from zero, so if the water heater's working, I gotta leave it there. If the AC's working, I gotta leave it. But those things are probably going to fail because nobody ever goes into foreclosure and just put a new roof, just put a new water heater, just put a new carpet and all that. That just never happens, at least in my experience. So you have to have this mindset of like it's an investment and you're just putting cash in. It's like stocks. You invest in stocks and you're putting money in like a 401k and you're not expecting to get paid for 30 years. In real estate, it's not going to be that long, but that's the mindset. Money in, money in, money in, and it's an investment and it's going to produce cash flow for you in the future. So it's a major future orientation. So that's kind of the first thing about that real estate investor mindset is having that future orientation that says, I'm sacrificing today for the future. 100% of my clients, and that's an exaggeration, but many of my clients, including myself, want to get paid too quickly. And this is deadly to real estate investing. I want to get paid right away. I see guys, they buy foreclosures and then they want to be paid that first month. The rent comes in, they want their money. There may be some money, but it's not going to be a lot. There's always things that come up once a tenant moves in and that house has been vacant, if it's a foreclosure, for probably a while. In our market, typically that house has been empty for about a year. In many cases more. So The investor mindset says, I'm sacrificing today for a better tomorrow. This is so important. This future orientation. So you really have to think this is a long-term plan. I really would, give it at least 5 years, maybe 10 if you're doing a buy and hold strategy, or even longer, but definitely not shorter. I would say that's one of the mistakes, one of many mistakes I've made, is having too short of a time horizon. The second thing I want to talk about is time. There are a lot of gurus out there talking about real estate investing, and I got the impression that I would buy a handful of rental properties and then sit on the beach and drink Mai Tais, okay? And I don't really like Mai Tais, except if I'm in Hawaii. But I thought that was kind of the impression I got. This is passive, I'm going to get paid, and I'm not going to have to do a lot of work. Well, I went out and bought a ton of rentals. So for me, I'm myself, I bought about just under 40 rentals and single families, and it's a ton of work. It's a lot of work. I was waiting for the day that I could sit on the beach and drink Mai Tais, probably because I didn't have the systems in place, and there are probably people out there that did much better than me. But that was my experience, is that it was a ton of work. So you need time. It's very difficult to be successful as a real estate investor without time. So, I see these gurus, and they're talking about how, you can sit on your couch on the weekends and be a real estate investor. Okay, it is probably true somewhere that you can sit on the couch and be a real estate investor, but it's very difficult. My point is, you need time. To be successful, you need a job that is going to help you be successful. It is going to be very difficult to find a real estate agent, realtor, or real estate agent who's going to help you find $50,000, $100,000 properties, whatever it is, depending on your market, and make that little tiny commission on those properties and really hustle for you. They don't want your business. They are busy selling expensive homes. It's very difficult. When I started in the business, I thought, I'm a valuable customer. I'll call realtors and they're going to flock to help me. Well, nobody wanted to help me, and I couldn't understand why. The reason is it's a ton of work to buy HUD homes, foreclosures, Fannie Mae's, all that, and the commissions are nothing. Why would I waste my time trying to help you buy a house when I only make $1,500 and it's twice the work as a regular house? So we have to go through the government on everything. It's a ton of paperwork. It's just not worth it to me. So I have no incentive. No realtor has incentive to sell foreclosures to buyers who are out of state. Plus, you've got rehabs and all that. They're not going to coordinate that for you without significant pay involved. So my point is, to be profitable, to make money in this, you're going to have to probably put in some sweat equity. So you've got to source the house, you got to find the house, you got to buy it, you got to rehab it, and you got to rent it out. You probably find a property management company to rent it out once it's rehabbed. They may even do the construction for you. We do that for our clients, but only clients that are generating significant revenue for us, because it's not profitable to do otherwise. So my point is, it's going to take time. You're going to have to invest time in this. This is a real business. I really want to throw out the concept of, this is a passive income. I hate that word, because what it means to me is I get to sit on the beach and drink Mai Tais. That's passive. If I invest in Shell Oil Company and they send me a dividend, that's passive. My point is, it's not passive is a bad word, because real estate is very active to be successful. You have to be active or you're going to lose money. So it's going to require time. So you need a job that's going to support your real estate empire. You're going to have to take right action. This is another thing I see often. I see people enter the market. I just got an email the other day. A guy told me, I'm going to buy 20 houses this month. Oh, if I had a nickel for every time somebody sent me that email, I'd probably have 25 cents. But, sorry, I make myself laugh. people send you these emails. I'm going to buy, a billion houses over the next month, and they're super excited. And I do not want to kill that spirit. But first of all, the logistics of that make it very difficult, at least in my market, to do that. And you got to have a ton of time. And there's no realtor on the planet that's probably going to be able to help you pull that off. There may be exceptions, but not here. So you're going to, guy says, I'm going to buy, 50 billion houses in a single month, and I'm going to do it all from the comfort of my couch in some faraway place. Well, that's going to be very difficult, and it's very unlikely that you're going to make money in that transaction, because I'm a realtor. I also do construction, and I will tell you that everyone likes to spend your money. Everyone wants to spend your money. The only person who cares about not spending all your money is you. And you have to defend yourself even against your allies. So you always have to be watching the bottom line, or else, just like any other business, you're not going to make money. It's not going to be profitable. So you need right action. You need to take right action. So a lot of people come into the market and they are, big plans, big dreams, and they never take right action. They never take any action. I've seen people come in the market and they have money, they have cash sitting in their account, but they cannot take action because they're so afraid to make a mistake. If you're afraid to make a mistake, you will never be a real estate investor. I have made so many mistakes. In fact, I think I should do a video on making mistakes. I've made so many mistakes, and I think anyone who's been a real estate investor for a length of time can reflect on their previous deals and say, I made some mistakes. I remember my first deals, I thought, these deals are the best deals on the planet. I've never seen deals better than these deals. And of course, in hindsight, those were terrible deals. So my point is real estate investing it requires a mindset, it requires time, and it requires action. You have to take action. So I'm going to leave it there for now. Thank you so much. And if you like this video and you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much.